Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, also known as Mahatma Gandhi, was a political and spiritual leader in India who was the main figurehead of the Indian independence movement against British rule. He was born in 1869 in Porbandar, a coastal town in present-day Gujarat, India, and was assassinated in 1948. Gandhi is known for his philosophy of non-violent resistance, which he called Satyagraha. He believed that it was possible to resist oppression and win rights through love and non-violence rather than through violence and hatred. He used this philosophy in his campaigns for Indian independence and also to address social and economic issues in India, such as poverty, discrimination, and the caste system. Gandhi's influence spread far beyond India, and his ideas on non-violent resistance inspired civil rights and freedom movements around the world, including the American Civil Rights Movement led by Martin Luther King Jr. He was also a major voice for Indian independence at the international level and was instrumental in securing India's independence from British rule in 1947. Despite his political success, Gandhi was a deeply spiritual person and considered himself a simple man. He was a firm believer in truth and justice, and his life was characterized by his extreme humility and asceticism. He is often referred to as the father of the nation in India and is remembered as a symbol of peace, justice, and human rights. The title Mahatma, which means great soul in Sanskrit, was first used to refer to Gandhi by Rabindranath Tagore, the Nobel Prize-winning poet and playwright, in 1915. It was a term of respect used to describe Gandhi's qualities of selflessness, compassion, and courage, and it quickly became widely used to refer to him. The title Bapu, which means father in Hindi, was also used to refer to Gandhi as a sign of affection and respect, especially by the Indian people. Gandhi's reputation as a Mahatma, or Bapu, was built over many years through his tireless work for Indian independence and his unwavering commitment to justice and non-violence. Throughout his life, Gandhi was seen as a humble and selfless leader who was dedicated to improving the lives of the Indian people, and he inspired millions through his speeches, writings, and actions. Gandhi's journey from Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi to Mahatma Gandhi is a testament to the power of one person's unwavering commitment to truth and justice. He remains an inspiration to people around the world who are working for peace and human rights, and his legacy continues to live on through the work of the countless organizations and movements that he inspired. Gandhi's role in India's independence from British rule was central and pivotal. He employed non-violent resistance, or Satyagraha, as a means of achieving independence and inspired mass movements and protests that challenged British rule and gained the support of the Indian people. Some of the major events and movements led by Gandhi in the independence struggle include Salt March, 1930. This was a protest against the British-imposed salt tax, which made salt production and distribution a monopoly of the British government. Gandhi led a march of thousands of Indians to the Arabian Sea, where they made their own salt in defiance of British law. This non-violent protest was a major turning point in the independence struggle and galvanized the Indian people. Quit India Movement, 1940. This was a mass protest against British rule, calling for an end to British rule in India. Gandhi called for non-violent mass civil disobedience, and the movement sparked widespread protests and strikes across India. Partition and the violence that followed. 1947. Gandhi was a major voice for peace and non-violence during the partition of India and the creation of the independent states of India and Pakistan. He went on hunger strikes and made speeches calling for peace, and his efforts helped to prevent widespread violence between Hindus and Muslims. Throughout the independence struggle, Gandhi was repeatedly arrested and imprisoned by the British authorities. However, his non-violent resistance and mass movements continued to gain support and put pressure on the British government to grant independence to India. Finally, on 15 August 1947, India became an independent nation, ending more than 200 years of British rule. Gandhi's role in the independence struggle was critical, and his philosophy of non-violent resistance inspired a generation of Indians and people around the world. He is remembered as a symbol of peace and freedom, and his legacy continues to influence movements for justice and human rights around the world.